Okay, but really, how often do we kind of hit the snooze button on our own lives? Not like literally. Well, okay, maybe sometimes literally.
Right.
But those things, the ones we keep saying, oh, yeah, I'll get to that. Those changes.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, I should probably do that.
Exactly.
This deep dive, we're tackling that feeling.
Yeah, it's about those subtle signs before they become big problems.
Totally. And we're using this podcast, Fix Yourself Before It's Too Late, as our guide. It's a little tough love in there.
Yeah.
But also some really solid advice, which we'll unpack.
What I thought was really interesting was how they use that analogy of ignoring your car's warning lights.
Oh, tell me don't do that.
Like those little symbols we're all guilty of ignoring, right? The podcast says we do that in our lives too. Ignore the signs until, boom, major breakdown.
Okay, ouch. Too real. So they talk about two big reasons why. Denial and our old pal, the comfort zone.
And comfort is strong, right? Our brains love it. Even when we know something's bad habit, relationship that's run its course, that immediate comfort, it's hard to resist.
It's like instant gratification, scrolling for hours versus something good for us like reading or actually calling a friend.
Yeah.
But here's where it clicked for me. It's about taking ownership.
Yes. We aren't just along for the ride in our own lives. We have choices. Like instead of my job is stressful, it's I'm feeling stressed by how I'm working.
Such a small change in words, but huge for feeling like you can actually do something about it. It's our words, they really kind of frame our whole reality.
It's true.
But okay, so we see the problem, we're taking charge.
Right.
How do we actually start this whole fixing yourself thing? It's kind of big.
That's where the podcast practical stuff comes in.
Right.
Because yeah, changing your whole life, that's overwhelming.
Where do you even begin? Luckily, they break it down into things you can actually, do.
Right.
One that stuck with me was their self-care stuff. And it's not just, bath bombs and face masks. Which, hey, those are nice too.
Of course, yeah, but they're getting at something deeper.
Exactly.
It's more like being thoughtful about your energy.
Oh, interesting.
What truly gives you energy, not just what feels good right now, and then actually making time for that.
So easy to let those good things slide when it's just busy.
Exactly.
Which leads to their other point, boundaries. Yeah. The podcast is big on saying no, which, let's be honest, many of us struggle with.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
It's hard. I think we worry about missing out or letting people down.
Oh.
But what the podcast made me realize is each time we're saying yes out of obligation, we're saying no to something more important. Our time, energy, just what we need.
It's like this hidden cost of people pleasing.
Exactly.
Totally true. That reminds me of this one time. You know what? Never mind. You go ahead.
No, come on. I want to hear this.
Okay, fine. But it's quick. So I had this thing where I finally set boundaries at work. Life-changing. I was the yes person. Every project, every late thing, I was done.
Yeah.
But once I was like, nope, got to prioritize the amount of time and energy I got back. Amazing.
You see, that's exactly it. Little shifts, big impact. And speaking of support, because you kind of touched on that, the podcast also talks about how important it is to have a good support system. Don't be afraid to get help if you need it.
Yeah, and that still feels kind of taboo, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. But they had a good point. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't wait till we're physically injured to see a doctor or start exercising to prevent that.
Exactly.
So why do we do it with mental health?
It's so true. It's, like they said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Friends, family, therapist, whoever, just having those people to help you through things and keep you accountable makes all the difference.
It's like having, that workout buddy, but for your mind.
Totally. Yeah. And it all goes back to that taking charge thing, realizing we've got more control than we think. This podcast, it isn't about waiting for this perfect someday where it's all going to work out. It's like, no, you have the power to change things now, however small.
It is those small things done consistently. Right.
Yes.
Might not seem like much at the time, but wow, big impact later.
Exactly. It's compound interest, but for how you feel, which gets to what I think is the most important question they ask.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
If fixing yourself, if that's the journey, right, what's the destination look like? Fast forward a year, you took all this to heart, you're thriving. What's different?
Ooh, good one to think about. That best version of you, what are they actually doing differently a year from now?
Different boundaries. Putting yourself first more? Yeah. Better people around you? That's what's cool. It's up to you.
Taking these ideas and actually running with them. So until next time, folks, keep diving deep, and remember, you're the author of your own story.